I want to start off by saying this video was filmed on the Flow SMP and all information regarding it can be found down below. I've had this question in my head for years now. What if I die tomorrow? I am painfully scared of living my life with regrets, of not doing the things I wanted, not meeting the type of people I wanted, maybe not even buying the things I wanted. And believe me, I know how materialistic that is. But I don't really mean this as a morbid thing, but rather as maybe something hopeful or even reflective. And I know this thought of death and people's life passing them by makes people really anxious, where people, even me, have that fear of wasting time and not doing enough in a short amount of time. We all say that time is precious, but I feel like that phrase is often misdirected. Where, yeah, time is precious, but maybe time isn't precious because you won't get that promotion by the time you're 25, or you won't buy that house by the time you're 28, but rather because if you die in 40 years, 40 months, 40 days, 40 minutes even, that you won't get to that thing that you wanted, to retire, to the exam that you're worrying about. And that's not to say you shouldn't worry. We all have to worry. There's a base level of things we need to do in modern society. But obsessing over being efficient and maximizing your life in a way that doesn't let you live your life is not, it's not living your life, and you're choosing to live outside of the moment rather than in it. Time feels so short, especially in young adulthood. I've heard this phrase stated multiple times over and over again, where when you're young, when you're 10, a year in your life is 1/10 of your life. And that's a really big portion of your life if you can think back to when you were 10. And right now I'm 21. And a year in my life is 1/21st of my life. And again, pretty big chunk, but substantially less than when I was 10. And from my perspective, it feels like I never have enough time to do the things I want. I'm a finance student, so I'm balancing studying for graduating, because it's my senior year, and GREs, and applying for jobs, and doing all the things I need for the clubs I'm in. And it's almost a paralyzing thought of, am I doing enough? Am I on the right path? Will things work out the way I imagine them to? But it is so freeing when I'm working hard. I'm trying to optimize my time because I want to go out and go on a walk later. Maybe I don't want to think of homework when I go on a walk. And I feel like I maybe, hopefully not, but maybe of the minority when it comes to this, where I'm always like, I have to get this thing done. I have to get this thing done. I'm stressing over it. And then it's done, and I'm not thinking about the next piece of homework, but hey, I'm free. Do you want to go kayaking? Do you want to go out to the bars? Do you want to go biking? I'm bored. We can go to the grocery store and like bake that thing we always wanted to bake. And it's a really freeing thought when you stop caring about your outside stressors and allowing yourself time to live in the moment. And maybe you don't have that, because I do get it. There's some things in life that are very stressful that you want to stop thinking about it and you can't. But in that sense, enjoying even the small things, like making your coffee in the morning. And I'm very well aware that that is a cliche. Or walking to class and it's getting cooler outside and it's been sunny the past few days and I feel like a little cat sitting in the sun. That is life. That is one of life's most precious offerings. And joy doesn't only come from the big milestones, but from little things. I had an internship this summer, and it was actually my first internship experience. And like I said, I'm in finance, so my internship is essentially sitting in front of Excel the entire day trying to create a database. And Lord, did that suck. that did suck quite a bit. It was not a enthralling experience, if you will. But even talking about joy, enjoying stuff like driving with my windows down on the way to work, or sitting outside during lunch because it was such a nice day almost every single day this summer. Stuff like that, and emphasizing these insignificant events are really at the core of what is life. And it may not be super glamorous, because we all see on social media these people enjoying their yacht life and traveling to that crazy city that you always wanted to. But even in these small moments, you can really carve out those tiny little joys that make you feel alive in the moment and not just like life's passing through you. And it's tragic how people never look for the joy in the little things, despite the phrase, stop and smell the roses. It's true. There's a reason why people say it. And I get that there's this juxtaposition. Everyone's told the path. They go to high school, they graduate high school, you probably go to college, you live your life in college, you get an internship or 2 or 3, and then you graduate, you get your cushy little office job, hopefully, and you're there, and that's your life for the foreseeable future with your Excel or your SAP and the monotony of it all. And you can't really escape this system. You do have the freedom to, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have the will to, because money is a necessity. We need money to do the things we want to do, to buy the video game that we want to play with our friends, to buy the cool food and the plane ticket to go to that crazy place, and buy the hiking shoes to hike up that mountain you always wanted. And I had that realization this summer where I was like, this isn't how I want to spend my life every single day for the next 40 years. And in that moment, I was like, I've always wanted to start a YouTube. I think I should start a Minecraft YouTube. There's this paradox, though. The same system that drains us every single day, where you come back from work and you're too tired to do the thing that you've always dreamt of doing, is also the system that enables us with the money to do the things that we love to do. Where, yeah, you do have to go to work for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, but you can't really buy the plane ticket to go to that place if you don't have that. And I know there are people who make it work. I know that people will find the cheapest flight and work in the country that they're visiting. And that isn't necessarily the most desirable way to do something. I personally know I wouldn't 100% enjoy doing that. But it is a tragic paradox of life that you can't do what you want without the money from doing what you don't want. And it's hard to decipher if it's tragic or just part of being a modern day human. And we talk about the good old days and how you could go to work and you could buy your house by the time you're 22 and have your kids and live that dream life with the white picket fence. And that's just not what reality is anymore. And as much as that sucks, it also sucks to be hung up on that and to live your life regretting something that probably wasn't very feasible in the first place. And we don't have total freedom to do what we want. You can't just quit and do whatever you want, because stability matters too, because without stability, there's more stress, and then you're not enjoying life because there's more stress. But within those constraints, you do have choices, like spending your evening when you get back from work and cooking the meal you wanted and sitting down with a beer and relaxing and enjoying the show that you love, or how you view your work. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on Excel this summer, and sitting down and working through a problem and trying to find out something that maybe I didn't actually know how to do was kind of sucky sometimes, but again, kind of fun, like a little treasure hunt for information. I always love learning. So for me, that was another one of those little joys. Or even like the beauty and the daily monotony of getting coffee as a break from the office, where maybe the tragedy isn't just that, but like a series of chosen moments in the way you live your life, even if you don't have the total will to step out of the line to do what you want. And that hopeful view of, if you die tomorrow, your life is still complete. If you've really, truly lived today in a way that makes you feel alive. And I really want to put emphasis on the word alive. In all the bad moments and all the good, where framing not everything as chasing a future you want, but appreciating what's happening while it is. And you can do both at the same time. I know it's really hard to, but again, like stopping and smelling the roses is cliche, but so true. And the wistfulness and the hope of realizing that life is fleeting, but that's truly what makes it beautiful. And you don't need to solve your life, but simply to experience it and enjoy the coffee and the drive and maybe the Excel screen break. And if tomorrow never comes, today was enough. And I really hope that maybe this reframes your thinking to, yeah, I may not quit my job tomorrow, because that's not a very easy thing to do. But maybe I will make my coffee with a little more love, or to enjoy my drive to work a little more instead of sitting the whole way dreading going in, or walking to class and just soaking up the rain or the sun or the snow and looking at all the people around you and soaking it in. Because again, I know it's so cliche, but you are your made up experiences around you. And it would be so sad to not enjoy every single one of those experiences. But yeah, I want to stick again with that statement of, if tomorrow never comes, hopefully today was enough.